Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
Articulate, passionate, progressive, and unapologetic about their identity and their politics. The new age Muslim voter cannot be bracketed under any umbrella, but these are broadly the themes that emerged in the print's interaction with a range of Muslim voters ahead of the 2021 Assembly elections. The print travelled to various districts of Kerala, West Bengal, and Assam and interacted with several members of the Muslim community, who make for a substantial chunk of the electorate in all three states: 26% in Kerala, 30% in Bengal, and 34% in Assam. All three states have seen the gradual rise of minority politics, either furthered by so-called secular parties or, as a relatively later phenomenon, parties with Muslim leadership meant to be articulating the grievances of the community, such as the Indian Secular Front or ISF in West Bengal, Badruddin Ajmal's AIUDF in Assam, and the Indian Union Muslim League or IUML in Kerala. 29-year-old Jahira Hussain is a professor of literature and resident of Bhangar in West Bengal. There is one particular incident that has shaped her politics.
Or I can narrate a story from back in 2017. I took my father to a hospital, Ruby Hospital, and since he's a person who performs his religion, and he has a beard and all, and my mother covers her head and all, so we were asked repeatedly to prove our identity as Bengalis.
You were asked to show your ID card.
Yes, we were asked to show our ID card because they were unwilling to believe that we are Bengali Muslims. They wanted to presume, and they wanted to somehow prove that we are being Bangladeshi. So that was very unfortunate for us, and that somehow triggers the fact that many people, the people from Bengal, don't even know about us, our identity, our cultural and behavioral patterns, and we have to prove ourselves as Bengalis. So that's quite unfortunate, and I think that identity crisis or that question is being reflected in our political behavior now also.
Jahira says that with the emergence of ISF, she can finally go from being otherized to being recognized.
Just now I said that we have been treated as others. We have been otherized for a long run. So somehow or somewhere we need to be recognized, right? In the mainstream also, as people who are who belong to this place, as people who have their own say, who have their own rights, constitutional rights. So maybe I think ISF is trying to do that because they're
Trying to address their identity.
They're trying to address these identities. They're trying to address these sections that have been left behind.
Floated by influential Furfura Sharif cleric Abbas Siddiqui, the ISF seeks to win the votes of Bengali-speaking Muslims, mostly in rural Bengal. Several young Bengali-speaking Muslims echo similar sentiments as Jahira, but also insist that ISF is a mainstream political party and not just a Muslim party.
We don't want to do minority politics. See, within the Muslim community in Bengal, the 30%, 32% Bengali Muslim community, majority are Bengali speakers, are Bengali speaking. Majority poor are within the Muslim community is also Bengalis. Majority of the majority community, if we divide the Bengali demography by caste or religious manner or structure, then we'll see we are the majority. So
You mean Bengali Muslims?
Bengali Muslims are majority within the Bengalis as well as within the Muslim community. So we are not going to do minority politics because there is some external pressure, because there has been 100 years of tyranny against us, caste, class, all colonial tyranny. Just because there has been some sort of an attack against us for so long, many years, we cannot be reactionary. Even though he will boast of his external ancestors, but physically if you look at him, you will see that he is just a Bengali, and he speaks Bengali like a common average people, like the average Bengali does in rural areas, like not the polished Bengali that the Bhadralok or even I may say.
There is also a growing sense of not wanting to be a captive vote bank of any political party, particularly those who are seen as the secular ones.
TMC, initially I was very much optimistic about the kind of promises they made, the kind of promises of progress they made. But in the long run, what I have found that TMC is not living up to that promise. And to the TMC, we are just the Dudhel Gai vote bank, which Mamata Banerjee, she said on record. So
How did you feel when she said that?
I was very disappointed. I think she goes by this urban Muslim rhetoric. It's very much evident in her politics. Her politics is getting guided by that.
Sara identifies as a queer person from the Muslim community, so she is unsure of what ISF's position will be for queer rights.
He is a cleric at the end of the day, but what I see, the positive thing which I see, because the left is now opening dialogues towards the queer community at the moment, and they are listening to our problems, and ISF is also aligning with them. So I think this alliance is going towards a positive, a dialogue opening somewhere.
There are, however, a vast number of those Muslims who are uncomfortable with this brand of identity politics and feel that the only way to keep the BJP out of Bengal is to rally behind the TMC.
ये इस बुनियाद पर वोटिंग करना चाह रहे हैं कि हमारा ये मुल्क सेक्युलर है और बंगाल में ममता बनर्जी एक अच्छा काम कर रही हैं। जैसे ये मुल्क सेक्युलर है, सारे मज़ाहिब के लोग यहाँ मिलजुल करके रहते हैं। इन तमाम चीज़ों में बंगाल अभी पूरे हिंदुस्तान में एक अच्छा मैसेज बंगाल के ज़रिए से लोगों तक पहुंच रहा है।
Like I told you कि पहले ऐसा नहीं था कि we had an opposition and we were very sort of happy and satisfied with the state government, so we wanted her to be in power and again bring her back in power. But this time it's about, कि हाँ, there's an opposition there and the opposition is a hostile opposition, ठीक है? At least from my point of view, I'm being very honest, and we want our CM back because she's done good work. She's a localite. She knows the things that trouble us, the people of Bengal,
Benazir, a 28-year-old woman living in Howrah, hasn't heard much about the ISF, and she isn't particularly inclined towards having a religious cleric in a position of power either.
What do you make of ISF? You were just telling me that you hadn't really heard much about ISF.
I haven't, and to be honest, like I told you, that I do not think that a cleric for a CM or PM is going to do a lot for a country because of how orthodox they are and conservative and still living in the 50s, like I told you. So no, I do not have a lot of faith in that.
The questions of identity and identity politics get further complicated in Assam, where ethnic divide between the Assamese-speaking Muslims and the Bengali origin Muslims is a sharp one. This is Hami Mehmed, an Assamese Muslim and lawyer in Guwahati High Court who took a sabbatical from his practice in 2014 to join the BJP. As a 5-time namaz-praying Muslim, his decision took everyone around him by surprise.
Being as a Muslim, I thought that maybe I will be able to make a mark in basically in the Assamese society, in so far as Muslims of Assam are concerned. So I joined the BJP in 2014, and going by what Modi's vision was, that there should be development of all people.
Ahmad was made part of the party's state minority Morcha and eventually the chairman of the Hajj committee. He felt accepted and welcomed by the BJP, but then gradually things began to go downhill. He realized the party is only looking to focus not so much on his Muslimness but his Assamese Muslimness.
Gradually, post 2016, when a government was formed in Assam, and the scenario gradually began to change. I found that some of those Muslim leaders out here in Assam had been putting all sorts of statements that Muslims are just mere flower vases, so they are just a decorative piece in the party, their presence hardly matters. And some of the leaders even went to the extent of saying that chanting Jai Shri Ram it's totally acceptable for a Muslim.
But you knew a lot of these things before coming into the party, right? You knew the history of BJP, you knew what they stood for. But you say you had a developmental vision for Muslims.
That's right.
How did things change? Did the party continue to see you as a Muslim or as an Assamese Muslim? What happened there?
Yes, BJP, they only crave for, you can say, the indigenous Muslims or ingenuity of the indigenous people, sons of soil, all sorts of things, and they considered the indigenous Muslims to be the ones who will be calling the shots in the political arena. And indigenous Muslim, they had given BJP also always thought that okay, fine, these are the indigenous Muslims who are by our side, and they are the ones
Voting for us.
voting for us. So I thought, means why not work for what's the divide? Why it is necessary to have a divide among the indigenous Muslims? We thought that Muslims compared to rest of India, we in Assam are having this kind of a divide.
You mean the divide between Bengali speaking, Bengali origin Muslims and Assamese Muslims.
Right.
In your mind, that divide shouldn't exist.
That shouldn't have been there. It's not. It shouldn't be there.
And you wanted to work for all Muslims.
All Muslims.
Mia is a common slur used for Bengali Muslims in Assam. But sometime in 2016, members from the community turned the word on its head and began writing what is known as Mia poetry. The poems, written in their native dialects, describe the discrimination they are subject to. Farhad Bhuyan is one such Mia poet who recited a poem called Mandela is Coming for Us.
बीच में लिखा है जो झाऊ गसर काइसा आबरा विद्या घर झाऊ गसर तले तले कौन मना हतर ओ मोर अपनार देख। मतलब ये है कि चौर में एक ट्री है, झाऊ नाम की एक ट्री है, झाई नाम की एक ट्री है, और वो ट्री के नीचे कोई पाठशाला भी है, LP स्कूल जैसे पाठशाला भी है, वहाँ छोटे छोटे बच्चे लोग ओ मोर अपनार देख। मतलब ये जो हम लोग का जैसे नेशनल एंथेम है, उसी तरह आसाम के एक जातीय संगीत है, ओ मोर अपनार दे के लक्ष्मीनाथ बेजबरुआ ने लिखा था। तो मतलब यहाँ चौर का लोग ओ मोर अपनार दे के ये जातीय संगीत ये एक साथ बोल के वो लोग पढ़ाई कर रहा है, वो प्रे कर रहा है। मतलब जैसे असेंबली होता है ना स्कूल का,
चाहे वो बंगाली हो या ऐसे
वो जो स्कूल का असेंबली होता है, वो असेंबली में ओ मोर अपना देख ये जातीय संगीत, अखमिया जातीय संगीत ये गा रहा है। तो अल्टीमेटली क्या, ये तो सब असमीस ही है ना, ये बच्चे लोग ये बचपन से ही असमीस हो गया। हाँ, तो यहाँ कहाँ मियाँ है, कहाँ क्या है।
The poem talks about eliminating the divide between Assamese and Bengali origin people in the state. And yet in 2019, 10 Mia poets got into trouble when an FIR was registered against them for depicting a xenophobic image of Assam in their poems. Farhad was one of them. In Assam, the issue of NRC has meant the divide between the two communities has only gotten stronger. This is Faisal Vyapari, a 70-year-old man in Assam's Barpeta district who spent 3 years in detention camp from 2016 to 2019. After getting bail, he returned home to find that 3 of his 6 sons were no more. The family says the 3 died by suicide a year after Vyapari was taken to the detention camp.
परेशान में था बहुत, जो पापा उधर गया, घर में भी ऐसे रोज़गार ज़्यादा नहीं होता है, तो उस टाइम पे पैसा भी नहीं था, बहुत टेंशन होके वो लोग ऐसे सुसाइड, जैसे कि सुसाइड किया, ऐसे ही समझ लीजिए। तो उस टाइम में मेरे पापा भी उसका खबर नहीं था, जो उस टाइम में हमारा 3 भाई मर गया। उस टाइम में तो ऐसे हो गया, जो सारे परिवार हम टूट गया था। जो मम्मी भी ऐसे रोना करता था, जो किधर जाए, क्या करे क्या ना करे।
Vyapari and his wife break down at the very mention of their 3 sons. Their trauma has made them numb. For 31-year-old Saddam, also a Barpeta resident, growing up here has meant his life has been riddled with depression and anxiety.
दिक्कत तो यही है कि अभी जन्म से लेकर आज 31 साल हो गया इधर। मेरा बाप दादा सब यहाँ का ही है, लेकिन आज भी हम यहाँ के सिटीजन है, इसका प्रूफ देना पड़ता है। यही अच्छा नहीं लगता। कुछ समय बाद या फिर डिवोर्स आ जाता है या फिर NRC आ जाते हैं, बार ये सब लेके हियरिंग में जाना पड़ता है।
In Kerala, however, young Muslims are more actively entering politics, mobilizing and organizing an important part of their work. This is Najma and her husband Nishad. Both in their 20s, the couple got married in February 2020, just a month before COVID hit. Both have grown to be ardent supporters of the Indian Union Muslim League or the IUML.
I am a girl. I was not supposed to engage in that political talk or political activities, anything like that. I seriously started to engage it after my college days. I was interested.
In college, Najma was exposed to Harita, the women's body of the student wing of the IUML.
Harita was a team of girls who like to speak about identity and politics. As being Muslims and being Muslim girls, being Dalit girls, we were restricted in some terms in every sphere of life, and we started something new and something interested in a group that we can accomplish our dreams.
This time they had their first woman candidate.
After 25.
In 25 years, it's their first woman candidate. So, do those things not discourage you from IUML, given the fact that they haven't had women candidates in all of 25 years?
No, because there are a lot of issues to be addressed, and this is an issue, obviously, but women are representing in every sphere of politics.
But there are also those who are apprehensive about how the IUML can never quite be a mainstream party of Kerala and will remain popular only among Muslim pockets.
They do many good works, in Malappuram especially. They're the reason why Malappuram is so active now. But in the long run, IUML is not a success, because outside Malappuram or outside Kerala, IUML can't make an impact. Because they're not so free, like they don't invite everyone inside. I mean, no one actually comes into their party because of their ideals. It has to change, it has to become a little more flexible for other caste or genders to come in. Like even the ladies in IUML, in reality, they're not that, like they don't have much freedom and all. All the talks goes to one gender, all the decisions are made by one religion. It's more into that. So
Bashir has been a committed LDF supporter all his life. He works in the UAE but flies back every election cycle to campaign for the LDF.
केरला में मुस्लिम के लिए एक ही बात नहीं है, इधर पूरा दुनिया पूरा आदमी के लिए गवर्नमेंट है. ये गवर्नमेंट पूरा आदमी का, मुस्लिम नहीं है, हिंदू नहीं है, क्रिश्चियन नहीं है, ऑल पीपल के लिए गवर्नमेंट है. इधर मुसलमान के लिए एक गवर्नमेंट है, मुसलमान के लिए पार्टी है, ऐसा नहीं है.
While the three states are riddled with complexities of their own, the common themes across all remain the young Muslims' desire for representation, abhorrence for being seen as any party's captive vote, and a growing leaning towards an unapologetic style of identity politics. There were, however, plenty of other Muslims, mostly older, who were uncomfortable with this brand of identity politics and said that they would rather still vote for the supposed secular parties. Others questioned how secular they were in the first place. For The Print, this is Fatima Khan reporting from Kerala, Assam and West Bengal.